is so weird for me to be filming this video right now without a big belly, but instead a little baby. I've just been in newborn bliss the last couple of weeks with baby Eliana. And for today's video, I'm finally feeling good and ready enough to slowly get back into the swing of things. And even though this little miss is just a couple weeks old, today I'm gonna be giving her her first home decor lesson. Because together, you and I are gonna be cozying up this house for fall, and we're gonna be doing it all together. This is just some of the items that I've accumulated from thrift stores over the last couple of weeks before baby girl was born, because I told myself if there's anything that I really want in this year is to make this home super cozy, especially for the chillier weather coming up. So for today's video, I am so excited that me and you together are going to be going through and cozying up little corners of this house, adding in a little touch of fall as we go. I'm talking beautiful wood tones, lots of pretty deep colors, and of course a touch of pumpkin spice too, so that hopefully you guys can get some inspiration on the little changes you can make throughout your home for this upcoming new cozy season. With that being said, while most of the items I'm going to be styling today are thrifted, I did go ahead and do a little bit of a shopping trip on Lowe's, who's actually partnering with me on today's video. Lowe's has some of the best home finds, no matter what projects you're looking to do, whether you're looking to decorate or renovate, DIY, fix up. Lowe's Home Improvement is my go-to place to go for any and all of my home needs. Along with this decor, earlier this week I actually got a huge shipment of a bunch of stuff I picked out from Lowe's that are so beautiful and will enhance our home even more, because as you can take a look in my kitchen, there are so many corners here that are just asking to be decorated. Eliana right here already fell asleep before the lesson even began, but that's okay because I'm sure that all of you guys will take something from it. So with that, babes, grab your fall decor and come decorate with me as we make this house super cozy for the fall time. Let's get started. So with so much on the list today, is there even a question that I want to start off where I usually start my mornings, and that is my coffee corner. But I truly wanted to use this corner as an opportunity to swap out seasonal decor. I really love golden rail racks just like this. I feel like they're a perfect way to be able to display some stuff that you can swap out every season with your decor. Like I said, changing out the mugs over here, even adding a painting right above, you can so easily change out the vibe of your kitchen just by choosing one anchor that you can base all your decor off of. So taking a look at all of my thrifted decor, this thrift find is going to become my anchor for the kitchen for the fall. Guys, how stunning is this frame? The fact that I found it for like $7, it's unreal. And this is actually an oil painting, I'm assuming recreation, because if this was the real thing, that would be crazy, of a really famous portrait from Claude Monet, if I'm not wrong. I think that this embodies everything that I want in the kitchen. It's got a little bit of a cottagecore home surrounded by greenery, but then a bunch of red tones too, which would actually work perfect for the fall. I really want to lean into a lot of these green and red tones throughout this portrait and sprinkle it throughout my kitchen, because as you can see, so many of the fall tones match so perfectly with it. Okay, so I'm thinking to have this artwork be right above here. I feel like that would work as the perfect size for that space, and we're gonna keep this on hand as our reference point for tying in these colors throughout the kitchen. Okay, I think that ties in really nicely, but I just stuck it on the existing nail I already had, but let me know if you guys think I should prop it up a bit higher and create more distance between the rack and the painting. What do you think? So next I want to style my mug rack, and this is basically what I am envisioning. Fall is the perfect opportunity to be adding in some fun textures and patterns, and gingham and plaid print is my absolute favorite. And when I saw this photo right over here, I saw that somebody actually hung up a piece of fabric or a dish rag, and it's a really great way if you want to add in some pattern and texture into your kitchen. Then pulling off of that same kind of square grid pattern, I have a couple of checkered mugs, a little creamer too, in the most beautiful beige color that matches my kitchen so well. So we're gonna throw in a couple of these pieces too. And then I'm adding in some accent pieces. These ones are the ones that are leaning more towards the fall because of their color. I have this floral mug, and oh my gosh, look at how cute this little pumpkin creamer mug that I found at the thrift store. It is the perfect touch for this entire fall theme, leaning into the pumpkins without being too pumpkin core. And then a thrift find that I wanted to include was this little cutting board right here. The size of this would actually be perfect if I want to go ahead and like cut some lemons for tea. Plus it does have a little hole right here, which would be perfect for hanging, I think. Let me stack everything on the rack and see what it looks like. Okay, so I do really like the way that that's looking. The only thing that's throwing me off is I feel like the wood tone of the cutting board is a bit too far off and different from the rest of the wood tones that I have. Plus, something that I've mentioned in the past too is that I don't love that the circle over here is silver. Being that I have a lot of gold details, I actually want to show you guys how you can go ahead and make that gold, as well as darken up the wood slightly too. So if you've never done a wood staining project before, guys, it is so simple, especially when you use something called gel stain. Gel stain just has such a grippier texture, and I feel like it gives such a deeper color. My favorite color right now is the Aged Oak Gel Stain from Minwax, which I also get at Lowe's. When you wipe it away, just look at the beautiful color you're left with. And then for that little silver detail, like I said, I wanted to make it look more gold. So I'm going to be going in with some Rub and Buff, which is actually a metallic paint that you could just brush on. If it tends to look a little bit yellow, then I go in with another metallic paint that has a slight tinge of green. I feel like that's what gives it a more realistic gold look, but that is literally it. Once that's dry, your DIY is complete. I am not kidding you guys, that took me like 5 minutes. And now I feel like it matches so much better. Even the gold obviously looks so much better than the silver did too. It's not fully dry, but once it is, I'm gonna go ahead and seal it with a food safe polyacrylic so that the wood can be protected and I can actually use it as a cutting board. Okay, I like that so much more. I am still definitely one to mix my woods, but there is just something about this darker wood that I'm so in love with right now. And this is a quick little DIY that any of you guys can try. If you have any wood tone items that you're just not loving their color, just restain it and you got yourself a whole new piece. You guys, doesn't that already look so much better and so much more moody? Speaking of moody, okay, something else that I've been seeing so many people on Instagram do is add like a little lamp to their kitchen. I've tried on multiple occasions like to find cute lamps, but I felt like none of them fit the vibe. So this one right here I actually found online on Lowe's, which by the way, guys, they have so many like online options. You don't have to shop their products in store. By the way, I know a lot of the items I'm showing you guys are thrifted, so you can't really shop them, but all of the Lowe's finds that I did get online, I'm gonna go ahead and link down below in my description. You guys can shop it for yourself because so many of these are so cute and vintage inspired. So this right here is a rechargeable table lamp and the color of it is already so gorgeous. Let me just quickly put it together. Absolute best part, there's no cords whatsoever. You just charge it with a little cable wire like this. I just have to find a proper place for it. And I didn't just stop there, you guys. Lowe's has so many good options, especially for like lamps and lighting, that I got another one for my kitchen. This is what it looks like. I love the pleated lampshade. Whenever you're browsing on the Lowe's app, you can actually buy through the app and you can also pick up the same day in store. Or if your order is $45 or more, they can actually ship your items for free straight to your house. And most of their items are also available for same day delivery. I was literally browsing this stuff last night and then this morning it already showed up at my door. I don't know, I just find their items so high quality and beautiful, but for really competitive prices. And I actually thought that this would be paper, but it's not. It's a woven fabric, so it's super high quality. I love the beige base. At some point I was even thinking, I'm like, should I go ahead and like stain it a darker wood? That is always a possibility. But even the beige I think works really well because I have beige countertops, so I think it could tie in perfectly, and I'm actually thinking to add it to this corner right here. This is actually the perfect spot for it because towards the evening and nighttime, if I want to go ahead and make baby girl a bottle, this lamp will be so great to kind of light up this area without me having to go ahead and put on the overhead lights, because at night I hate turning on the spotlights. Yellow moodier light is so much more the vibe. So this is definitely staying here in the corner as my little evening lamp to light up this entire corner. So another way to spruce up your kitchen if you want to make a change for the season is to update your textiles. What do I mean by that? Things like runner rugs, dish towels, oven mitts. If you get them in different colors that correlate with the season, those added layers truly make such a difference in your kitchen. There's so many beautiful rug options on Lowe's, and because we have such a big kitchen, I actually chose out 2 different styles, one for each side. Here's the first, and just take a look at how gorgeous this rug is. When I saw it on the app, I was like, okay, these are the beige tones that are so perfect to add to my floors, because you guys can see right now we actually have very like light wood floors, but they're very, very warm. So I really wanted to contrast them with a cooler toned rug. So this one from the Allen and Roth brand is perfect. And then the second rug that I got is actually my first ever ruggable rug. And just you wait, look at how hooray! Lowe's now carries some beautiful ruggable rug options. Like this one right over here, I really wanted to lean more into the darker tones for fall specifically, and I feel like this pattern would be perfect for that. And it comes with the rug mat too for that extra padding, because if you guys don't know, ruggable rugs are actually washable. So yes, I can literally take this rug and throw it in the wash whenever I feel like it gets dirty, because this is the one I actually want to keep by my sink. So even if this rug ends up getting stained, I can just throw it into the wash and it'll come out looking like new. So I'm gonna lay down these beauties and see what it looks like. It It is so crazy what a difference a rug makes when you add it to the kitchen. I haven't placed down the mat yet because I wanted to make sure that I love it first, and I do. I love it. Along with this one right over here next to my pantry. It still needs to settle all of the little creases, but I do love all the darker taupey colors, and this pattern is so gorgeous. But I'm gonna leave them both linked down below. In general, everything you guys are seeing from Lowe's you can find in my description box, and I have more items to show you as I decorate along with all of my thrifted finds. But with that, I feel like the next section that I wanted to go ahead and tackle is the floating shelves over here. Listen, shelves can be super hard to style, but there are a few tricks and tips that I like to keep in mind as I go ahead and add my items. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this voiceover style. As I start placing all of my decor and my thrifted items, you can kind of see the process of why I choose to put certain things where I do, and hopefully it can help you too just a little bit. If you have any shelves in your home and you have no idea how to decorate them, maybe this will give you some ideas. Okay, so let me take you through my thought process as I go in and decorate this. It was so much trial and error, but the first thing I'm going to be starting off with is basically sticking with a theme. We're going to stick with woods, and the woods are basically going to be what adds height to our shelves. So I'm just propping one up on every single shelf, and the placement of where I'm deciding to put it is you basically want to go ahead and create visual triangles. The 3 points together, that's the visual triangle. Into that, I'm going to add some of the patterns. We have some checker print in the mugs, so to match it, I'm putting this checker print plate right behind. And then one of my favorite things to use with styling shelves is vintage books, and I specifically try to find ones that have a pretty hardcover inside. These ones we found on a previous thrift trip, and they're such beautiful books that I would actually open. Plus, they have the most beautiful hardcovers as well. You could either lean them against the wall or stack them up together to create height for some more elements. And a pretty book like this one, because I love the chocolate color, I'm just gonna prop it up on the wood display to add more of those neutral tones. These books right here, I always tend to gravitate towards the fall and winter because it's got the browns, the deeper greens. It just works so well together. Now we're getting into some of the other possible decor items. So things like vases, of course. Dishware is great too. These are plates that we use less, so I don't mind if they collect dust over time because they're not our daily serving ware. They're also the perfect neutral color to contrast all the dark woods we have going on. Another way to tie in some color to your shelves is colored candles. I specifically found this green one which matches the books that I have and propped it right into this vintage candle holder that we thrifted. Finally, I'm just adding in all of our glassware, all of our mugs. I made sure to choose out mugs that also match with the color scheme going on, and then those final little details for a touch of character. And I've mentioned to you guys time and time again that I hate outlets and plugs. Like, they look so bad, but there is actually a way to make them look a little bit better, and my trick in hiding it. All you're gonna need for it is this small 1-foot extension cord, which basically allows you to plug in your appliances here, and only this little thing that you can reposition however you like is gonna be the thing that is connected to the actual outlet. So you could already see that that looks so much better. Being able to get rid of those black cords and just have that white discreet one, it already looks good. But I'm gonna take it even a step further. I have thrifted so many beautiful cutting boards over time, and one of my favorite design elements in a kitchen is to go ahead and layer cutting boards leaning against your backsplash. Here is an example. This is something you can do just as a decorative element or kind of like a backdrop to your vinegar, your salt, whatever you want to keep on the counter. I actually want to use these two cutting boards right here to hide that outlet and help us create more of that layered look. Like, doesn't that look so much better, so much more designer and intentional? You can't even tell that there's an outlet back there, and you can't see a single cord from these appliances. But in the back, you just see right here that we just tucked it right under the cutting board, and it leaves your appliance station looking so neat and so clean. Whew, guys, we got the sun blaring into this kitchen, and it's getting so hot in here, which is truly kind of the opposite of what you would expect with fall weather. But that's not gonna stop me for still wanting to bring some fall to Florida. And a way that I personally love to do that is by incorporating a lot of the fall tones and colors. That includes some pieces that I thrifted, some fall colored candles, and of course, some fall style stems also. I'm gonna show you how I style all of these throughout the kitchen, but making in a couple of these like little swaps truly makes the biggest difference. Like, this is a solid marble piece that I found at the thrift store. It is absolutely beautiful. I love like the mauvey purple coloring of this. It really reminds me of these like tree branches that we used to have all the time in Canada. Like, look, that color, it's pretty spot on, right? And I'm actually gonna be using this to swap out my utensil holder. Right now I have like a basic plain one that still works great. I could truly use it in a different part of the house. You guys see me swapping out a lot of my decor and stuff, but just so you know, like, none of these go to waste. I usually keep a lot of this stuff in storage and swap it out throughout the seasons, or I just move it from like one place of the house to another. Truly trying to be more versatile. But swapping this into here, I love the way that the wood color looks with this mauve, and setting it right here next to my stovetop, it already feels a little bit more fall. Okay, so another color swap that I really want to make is right on up here. Again, I absolutely love the decor of this shelf, but I do have an accent color of green here. As much as I love the pop of green color so much. I do feel like this green leans a little bit more towards like spring and summery because it's so much more vibrant. So I'm going to be saving a lot of these decor pieces when it comes time for spring and summer. But I'm going to be replacing this with the beige version that I've honestly wanted so long. You guys can already see that I have a lot of this like neutral checker print going on throughout my kitchen. And I really wanted to tie in the checker print from the mugs in my coffee station and add a bit of that fall-like texture on these shelves as well, just so that we could create a balance in the kitchen. Alright, we tackled those 3 shelves, and now let's go to the opposite side and tackle on my wine rack. As you guys can see, this bottom piece right over here is meant to put down your wines, while the top rack is actually meant to house your glasses. So for the wine rack aspect, I actually already have my little bottles of wine. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Ellen and I, we're not drinkers. We kind of just keep them in our house in case we have guests that do. So yes, a part of this is decorative, but every time we are invited to somebody's house, we're always bringing a bottle of wine because, you know, you want to give something to the host. So these are usually the ones that we get. They are actually slightly smaller than regular bottles of wine, but they fit perfectly on this rack right over here. I actually chose out the wines that we like that are actually capped with these colors on them, because I actually think that when these are styled up, the slight variations of colors on the top of the wine bottles is actually going to be a nice added decorative detail. Maybe I'm nuts. I don't know. I have a vision. And then when it comes to the glasses rack, these are the options that we have to play with. Most of these are actually thrifted. I am obsessed with colored glass right now, so whenever I find it, I try to pick it up. So these green ones I'm in love with. These ones also, I really love the amber color, even though part of me is a little bit nervous that they might be too dark for that area, but we'll try them anyway. And then I have some tall ribbed glasses that I want to style up there too. So let's fill up all of those shelves and make that entire area look a little bit more aesthetic. Okay guys, so I have to say, as much as I absolutely do love the wine bottles, I think they look so good. The glasses, oh, I obviously just gathered a bunch of like thrifted glasses that I have, but now looking at it, I feel like I need to keep an even height among all of the glasses. I really love the way that the ones in the middle look because they are longer, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is in future thrift trips, just look for kind of like taller wine glasses so that they can all be spaced out level, because right now those look way too short. That color also doesn't fit in so much. So I'm gonna store these away in the cabinet and then hopefully thrift some in a similar height to those. But all the little corners in the kitchen are looking so good. The one place I feel like is missing a little something is right on over here. And as much as I do love the lamp that we got from Lowe's, I feel like this is not the place for it. There's just like too much going on right now. So let me see if I can kind of bring it on over to this area and then maybe build something off of here. So to start, if you've noticed, almost every single thing that I have on here is actually situated on a tray, even my coffee machine, because whenever you have something sitting on the countertop, it kind of looks like it's floating and you really want to be able to ground it. So I do want to go ahead and ground this lamp instead of having it sit directly on the counter, but I don't want to add a wooden tray because I already have 1, 2, 3 wooden tray elements just in this area alone. So another really good option to help ground your items is by using a book. This is one that I thrifted. Look at how beautiful this green color is. It's also going to help us tie in those fall colors. And what I personally love is that it has a gold font, which will match the gold of the lamp really well. So I'm gonna set that down like that. Okay, and now next to it, something I really want to add that I don't yet have in my kitchen is some fall florals. Okay, when choosing out a vase next to the lamp, I wanted something that differentiates in height. And this one is perfect because I want to say it's about half of the length of the lamp, which is a much nicer visual element to the eye. For the stems, I do have a couple options that kind of give off those fall tones. As much as I do love these colors, I feel like these artificial stems are so pretty because they add a touch of that fall character, but like an aesthetic fall rather than the really typical like maple leaves you always see. Oh, I love so much the way that these look next to each other, and like the little gold trim matches the gold over here, which matches the gold over here. It's the small details that tie it all together. Okay, and finally, something that you've probably been seeing throughout this video is that whenever I go ahead and decorate something, I try to use the rule of thirds. For some reason, the eye is more visually drawn to items that are grouped in threes, so I do think we need to add a small third element to kind of create that visual triangle that I was talking about earlier. And so the one thing missing in this little trio is an element of wood. Because we have so many wooden tones throughout the kitchen, I do want to tie it in right here, so I'm actually going to be using this ring disc dish that I thrifted as well for like 99 cents. I'm gonna prop it down right in the center, and it's also practical too because whenever I go ahead and cook something, I absolutely hate having rings on because I'm constantly washing my hands. So this is also something that I can actually use here in the kitchen. And then if you want to get an idea of what it looks like with the lamp on, oh guys, what a cute little corner. Well, it's not a corner, but a really nice focal point in the kitchen that is the perfect mix of items that are decorative but also items that are functional. But guys, really, I am obsessed with this lamp. I couldn't imagine a better addition to the kitchen. Okay, so I know that I've been showing you guys a lot of the kitchen, but there are some other corners of the house that I'm still going to be changing up slightly because you guys saw this little entryway corner, which so many of you were so obsessed with how it turned out. I already added a fall painting here, so the fall vibes are already starting. But something that I never really loved was the fact that I put some artificial baby's breath, which looks really artificial, plus it feels a lot more like cottagecore spring summery. So a small touch that you guys can do is add some fall stems to the house. You obviously have your regular maple leaves. I showed you these like burgundy style stems before also, and anything in these like deeper tones looks really good here as well, and it matches so well with the tones we've got in this painting also. Okay, babes, we've officially done it. Our kitchen is looking so good. And this is the first time that every single nook and cranny of this kitchen is actually decorated in the way that I want. Like my coffee station, I cannot wait to make my first coffee there. Everything. Our little touches of fall, I mean, it's definitely bringing the fall vibes to the house. And guys, listen, I know that we only pretty much tackled the kitchen in today's video, but what can I say? There was a lot to say, and I actually think it would be really cool to kind of do a decorate with me series where I take you through how I decorate different aspects of my house. We can definitely do a video dedicated to like the living room and the dining room, decorating my bookshelves, decorating my bedroom, or like the other rooms in general. Let me know down below if you want to see that and which room you actually want me to tackle next. Because when it comes to places like the bedroom or the living room, obviously you got textiles there, you got pillows, curtains, rugs, obviously, so many different options of ways you can style it. But comment down below which corner of the kitchen is your favorite. Is it the baking station? Is it the coffee corner? Above the fridge? I mean, we've definitely done a really good job, I have to say. I've been taking some time between filming this video, by the way, feeding my baby girl, so it definitely took a little bit longer than usual, but I'm gonna make sure to link down below every single thing that I got from Lowe's because as you guys saw, so many of these pieces enhance the look of this kitchen so much. Their rugs and their lighting especially is my favorite, not only for my kitchen, but I actually scored on a beautiful lamp that I got from my office. We're going for an entire coastal vibe in there. Even if it's fall, I still want it to feel very summery in that space, and I think that this 3-tiered lamp is so perfect. The rattan is so beautiful, and I love the gold details too. With all that, guys, I'm gonna make sure to leave everything I got from Lowe's a link down below for you. Whether you're doing DIYs in your house, decorating, anything in order to improve your home, they've got it. If you are watching up to this point, then comment down below a classic, falling for fall, because this is definitely the time of year where we're all feeling it. And let's just say I am so excited for us to start our next vlog right over here, making ourselves a nice warm fall drink to celebrate the fall season. So good luck with your fall decorating, babes, and I cannot wait to see you then. Love you all, and I'll see you in my next one.